A major heel turn at Clash at the Castle last night as Dominik Mysterio turns heel on not only Edge, but also his father. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of WWE, and one of the biggest stories coming out of last night's Clash at the Castle event was a major heel turn that has seemingly been building for several weeks now, and seeds were planted for this, but we didn't get it in the way that I think a lot of people thought we would, and that is Dominik Mysterio, who has turned heel. Yes, his father, of course, Rey Mysterio, one of the consummate good guys in pro wrestling, never turned heel in WWE, certainly. But his son has now been taken to the dark side. After much speculation throughout the summer, Dominik Mysterio has indeed finally turned heel. Now, Dominik's heel turn happened during last night's WWE Premium Live event Clash at the Castle in front of 62,000 people in Cardiff, Wales at the Principality Stadium, after Edge and Rey Mysterio defeated Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Dominik entered the ring with them, and instead of celebrating their victory, he gave Edge a low blow. He kicked him right between the legs where it hurts. He then also attacked his father, who had tried to plead with him to stop his attack on Edge. Now, after the attack, Dominik headed alone to the back and ripped off his Mysterio's t-shirt and tossed it to the ground. Now, while the attack happened, Balor, Priest, and Rhea Ripley laughed in the corner because, of course, Judgment Day has been recently trying to recruit Dominik, and on this past Monday's episode of Raw, he refused to hit Ripley with a kendo stick and ended up actually giving her the kendo stick. Also, on the episode of Raw, Dominik was upset with his father for picking Edge over him to be his tag team partner at Clash at the Castle. Now, rumors of Dominik turning heel have been around for, the last year or so. I think it's been reported on a couple of occasions that WWE wanted to pull the trigger on a Dominik Mysterio heel turn, but on several occasions and at several points, the Mysterios pushed back on it. Rey didn't want to fight his son, or they didn't want to have a program with his son, but seemingly things have been changed, or Triple H has just said, look, it's going to happen. You've got to do it. As I mentioned, rumors of Dominik turning heel have been around since before SummerSlam. There was a rumor that his heel turn was going to happen during his father's 20th anniversary celebration at Madison Square Garden. A lot of people thought that was building to something. A lot of people thought it was either building to a Dominik Mysterio heel turn or Edge making his return, neither of which happened, actually. It just nothing really happened. It would lead to the two, people thought it was going to lead to the two facing off at SummerSlam. Instead, of course, at SummerSlam, the Mysterios teamed up together and won against Balor and Priest in that no disqualification tag team match after Edge made his return to WWE programming. But as I mentioned, it happened in the way that I don't think a lot of people expected it to, because I think if people thought that there might be, that there had been, again, like WWE had teased that Dominik was going to turn heel, or he was going to be involved in the finish of this match somehow. I think people assumed that Dominik would cost Rey or he'd cost Edge the match. Judgment Day would pick up the victory and they would do that. It didn't happen that way. Dominik cost Judgment Day the match. So this is why I say people that are saying, oh, see, he's joined Judgment Day. He joined Judgment Day by costing them the match. If on Raw tomorrow night, Dominik Mysterio is there with the Judgment Day in a black suit and wearing leather like they all do, and Rhea Ripley's got him with like a dog leash or something like that, I'd be like, well, that's odd, because again, he cost them the match. He cost them the match at Clash at the Castle, because the finish of the match saw Dominik Mysterio, who was ringside. Well, actually, there was a couple of different things, actually. One point, Rhea Ripley had attacked Dominik Mysterio on the outside. She had him up like she was going to body slam him. And then Rey Mysterio does a tope suicida into his son's back, which pushes Rhea Ripley into the barricade, taking her out effectively. Finn Balor then hits the ropes. And as he hits the rope, Dominik Mysterio stands up and grabs Finn Balor's foot, dropping him to the floor. This then sets up Balor to be hit with a 619 by Rey Mysterio. Edge hits the spear and gets the victory. So Dominik actually cost Judgment Day that match. So if they're doing the heel turn that he's going to join the faction, that to me doesn't make a ton of sense. I see this as Dominik and Rey now going off and doing their separate thing. Dominik and Rey are going to have their own feud. Now, does this lead to Dominik versus Rey Mysterio at Extreme Rules in October? Probably too soon for that, honestly. Maybe it's a case of I think the direction they're going in, because I don't think this Judgment Day versus Edge and Mysterio feud is over. I think that they're going to build towards, and this will probably happen in Philadelphia, is we'll see some kind of 6-person tag team match where it'll be Edge and Beth Phoenix and Rey Mysterio versus Judgment Day. And the sort of extra part of this storyline will be what's going on with Dominik Mysterio. Is Dominik Mysterio going to get involved? It's some kind of stipulation match, so he could get involved. And that's where Dominik comes out and attacks Rey or attacks Edge, probably Rey, and the Judgment Day get the victory, and maybe then Dominik wins the match. Maybe that's how he wins. But that then will build to Rey versus Dominik at Survivor Series. I think that's the best way to go, and the best way to not stretch things out, but the best way to tell a story and not move too quickly. I think that might be the direction that they go in when it comes to that one. But if he joins Judgment Day tomorrow, because again, Judgment Day were laughing and all this kind of stuff, I know that the heels and the bad guys are always meant to lose and all this kind of stuff, but they look like idiots. To be honest, we just lost, but we're laughing because your son kicked you in the balls and turned on you. Ha ha, we really won. Well, you didn't. You didn't really win. You lost again, because that's what you keep doing. Whether it's Damian Priest to Edge on Raw, whether it's at SummerSlam to the Mysterios, whether it's against Rey and Edge last night at Clash of the Castle, you keep losing. So, again, I think they build to this 6-person tag team match involving Rhea Ripley and Beth Phoenix, and that's where the Judgment Day get a victory, finally. And then you build to Rey versus Dominik at Survivor Series. That, to me, makes the most sense. What kind of heel is Dominik going to be? I mean, with that haircut, he's definitely a heel. That's a heel haircut. I'd love for them to try and tie in Eddie Guerrero to this. Like, hey, see, I wish Eddie was my dad and all this kind of stuff. I'd love that. He's not going to be a big badass heel. And the thing is with Dominik Mysterio is when he made his in-ring debut at SummerSlam 2020 against Seth Rollins, street fight, a lot of people were impressed because the feeling was at the time, he's probably not ready. How's he going to do? Seth clearly carried him through the match, but he did well. And then on a couple of episodes of Raw following that, he had some really good matches. I remember a main event he had against Buddy Murphy, and he did this sort of slingshot, sort of sunset flip powerbomb kind of deal where he threw Buddy Murphy into a table at ringside, and it was awesome. And you thought, man, maybe Dominik Mysterio's got something here. But then for like 2 years, I haven't really seen any improvement in ring from Dominik Mysterio. He's exactly the same as he was 2 years ago. Sometimes I don't think he's running at full power. He goes like he's sort of, at half speed, or he's going in slow motion. Physically, I think he needs to work on his physique a lot. I mean, even last night where he takes his shirt off, you don't look at him and think, oh, he's a wrestler. I mean, Rey Mysterio back in the day, whilst he was a shorter stature guy, he was in great shape. And I don't see that about Dominik. So what kind of heel is he going to be? He's been spending the last couple of weeks being beaten up by Rhea Ripley. So the only kind of heel I can see him being is a chicken, is a chicken-style heel. He cannot be like a badass kind of heel. I know he just kicked Edge in the groin and he clotheslined his father, but what he's got to do is play into this spoilt brat kid. I think that's the best heel for him to portray. Whether or not he's going to portray that remains to be seen, but we got to heel Dominik moving forward. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts on Dominik Mysterio's heel turn in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, and I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.